let's go over to the Vikings and let's go over to the Lions because they have a matchup this week. And this matchup, does it do you guys any good, Dion, this matchup?
Well, only thing for us that could happen is we're locked into the 3 seed at very worst. The only thing that could happen is we win and Dallas and Philadelphia loses and we could get to the 2 seed.
Okay, I see what you're saying. And the Vikings is just trying to exercise that 3%. Baz, how do you see that matchup playing out between the two?
The Detroit pass defense has been struggling recently, right? They intercepted Mullins 4 times last time, though, so I still think it should be an easy one for Detroit. I think it's Minnesota's best option, Nick Mullins is, and I think that it would have been a slightly different game if they used him last week to start, like I think Dion said. I think Jaron Hall was just a mistake doing that, but at this point, just throw it up to Justin Jefferson. But yeah, I think Detroit handles this one.
Nick, how about you?
Forgot to curse one bar. Damn it.
Thank you. Thank you. Greatly appreciate it.
We can switch it, Bass. Switch it if you got to switch it. You got to do what you got.
It's already locked in.
We're good.
Locked in.
We're good. I locked it.
He's got to switch up.
So I'm riding I'm with 1 bar because I was at a less percentage than he was, and I'm pounding the table that the Vikings still have a shot to make the playoffs because Detroit's in. So sorry, Dion. I'm going Minnesota in this one. You know, these guys are gonna be playing their hearts out. You know, they got everything on the line, especially like 1 bar kind of said, they want to keep Justin Jefferson happy. And, you know, I would love to see Minnesota just sneak in because, you know, why not? Because the Bears could have done it. So I think it's going to be a good game. And all NFC North matchups are a lot of fun to watch. They're always intense. You know, guys are out there playing from, you know, minute 1 to the last seconds of the game. So overall, I just hope Nick Mullins doesn't throw more than 3 interceptions. I think that's a win for Minnesota. And the defense actually wakes up and shows up unlike they did last week because they did eliminate the Bears themselves. So thanks for that 1 bar. But I am going to go with 1 bar's Vikings beating the Lions 23-20. And Dion, it's nothing against you because you went against us last week. So maybe like the energy will do the same for you guys. So just a little bit of a hint there.
1 bar, how do you see this one playing out for your team, man? Keep hope alive.
Yeah, I mean, just to be clear, like, I want the Vikings to win. There's a lot of Vikings fans, like, screw it, get that draft pick. I think we can get as high as, like, 9th overall. Right now, we're 12th. Hell no. Get the dub. NFC North, rivalry here. We got to get the win in on a good note. I mean, really, like I said earlier, I expect the Lions to come out pissed off. I don't remember what Campbell's quote was. He's going to play with fury, controlled fury, something like that, which is horrifying coming from Dan Campbell. But that could backfire as well. So we're going to see how they come out and how they're playing. I mean, they're going to be playing the win. I mean, Kevin O'Connell isn't going to want to go out and get a loss here. I honestly think the Vikings do want to win. And really, it still blows my mind that the Vikings were in a position to beat the Lions only a couple weeks ago after that horrible game where Nick Mullins, I mean, it came down to the last minute and we could have beaten the Detroit Lions right then and we didn't. So Nick Mullins maybe comes out with a little bit of chip on his shoulder. We'll see. Like I said, Jefferson, 118 yards for 1,000 yards. Get that man his 1,000 yards for the season after missing like half of the year. We'll see. But, you know, if I'm being realistic, I mean, the Lions probably should win. But in true Vikings fashion, they'll probably beat the Lions and just leave us confused for the rest of the offseason. So, I mean, we'll see what happens. I am going to pick the Minnesota Vikings to end with a win, 24-20. I've picked the Vikings to win about 5 weeks in a row now, and it has been very, very bad. So I'm reverse psychology. I'm taking Baz. Vikings shock the world. Nick Mullins has 0 interceptions and 3 touchdown passes.
Wow. All I know, 1 bar, is you cannot end the season worse than the Chicago Bears. Okay? Especially with where everybody came from. All right, Dion, talk to us, man. How is this one going to go down, man?
I think Jordy might be right in the chat. We might go for it on every single 4th down, every single 2-point conversions. I mean, fake punt. We might start the game off with an onside 1 bar. I mean, I'd be letting them know, hey, hold up, just be ready because it's coming. Like, that would be a Dan Campbell thing to do here, right? The Sean Payton treat. Let's just do a quick little onside. That'll get some of that controlled fury out. Look, here's the thing that I'm most excited for in this one. It's the fact that it seems like CD Deuce or CJ Gardner-Johnson and also Aleem McNeil are going to be back for this game. In some fashion, those dudes are going to come back. And that first name that I'm bringing up is a problem because when we talk about those Nick Mullins interceptions, this is a guy that also takes away the football. So for me, it's about trying to figure out how they're going to utilize that piece with Iffy and then also what they have, of course, in Kirby Joseph. But I know that's a guy that takes the football away. And that was kind of like the thing last time we played this team. And I'm sure the Lions are going to look for more of that. And I think, honestly, we might have 5 turnovers forced in this game. I just think we're going to turn over the ball a lot. And I think that's what the Lions, their strength is right now defensively outside of running football, outside of stopping the run. But here's the problem, and I thought this was a problem last time we faced you. Obviously, Justin Jefferson's a problem. Some of that is like, okay, maybe we, handle a double team a little bit better, but also Justin Jefferson just doesn't drop the football for some reason, so there's that too. But it's really about Harrison Phillips, man. I think I brought him up last time. Like, I go back and I watched that game, and we popped some runs because you can against your team because you guys bring so many blitzes. You can pop past that first level, and you can make some things happen. However, Harrison Phillips is a problem, and I honestly thought he won the battle a lot versus us last time, and there's a lot of minimal runs because of him. So I'm looking forward to that battle again. And then the biggest question mark will be, does Taylor Decker play? Because I'll be honest, as much as I love the controlled, pass, I don't remember what the thing is. As much as I love a fired up Dan Campbell and I wanted them to win this game and end on the right note, if Taylor Decker's not playing, there's a part of me that says, let's just not play Jared Goff either. Like, okay, we're cool with the 3 seed. We got did dirty, but we'll just take the 3 seed. But if he plays, obviously I like the Lions in this one. I think they run away with it.
We just want you to know that this stream is being brought to you by BetUS. All right, receive a 125% bonus. The link is in the description of the video. Obviously, we've been doing for weeks game props of who's going to win the division. Well, the Lions have won. If you took advantage of that bet, you made yourself some money. But now we have all the game props listed. We have the Chicago Bears Green Bay game on the screen. As you can see, the Chicago Bears, they're +3. I'm going to be honest, that is my pick of the week, ladies and gentlemen. Chicago Bears +3. I think that and I'm going to be honest, the money line, I'll even take that at +140 because I think that they're going to play spoiler. Or will they? What do you think, Bass? Which one would you
I don't
take?
know. You opened the show about how you were riding on the Vikings all year and how you were wrong on that. I don't know if people should take your advice here.
That's why I gave you the floor to rebut it. I'm not always right, people, but hey, you let us know which one you would take by sending us a screenshot of your bet ticket with BetUS. Let us know if you would take the Bears in that one, or would you take the Packers to cover? It'll be very interesting. We also got the Minnesota Vikings and Detroit Lions. That one's also interesting. You got the even on Detroit, the spread. But Minnesota is, if I'm not mistaken, is it 120? Yeah. So let me ask you, Dion, knowing what's at stake, how would you bet this one?
My biggest thing is, if this was the first time around, I probably would have taken the Vikings. I mean, I guess that's easy to say in hindsight because I think Nick Mullins makes his team different. But after what we came off of, I don't think Dan Campbell's holding back. I'd take the Lions easily +3 here. I think they can run away with this one.
So you're going to go with the -3. You're going to win by more than 3 points.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I said that wrong. Yeah. I'd take the Lions -3.5.
All right. Well, let's hear a word from our sponsor.
BetUS, America's favorite sportsbook, where you can bet on everything anytime. Sportsbook, casino, horse racing, live betting, and more. We have the best bonuses in the industry. That's right. Get a 125% sign-up bonus. And to celebrate our 30-year anniversary, we are giving up to 30 risk-free bets, a truck, Super Bowl tickets, and more. Don't miss out. Play smart. Join now. BetUS, where the game begins.
Let's go ahead and move on to the next game of the week, the last divisional matchup. We have the Green Bay Packers at 8-8 versus the Chicago Bears at 7-9. And when you really think about it, I think about it now, man, all three of you could end up with the same record if things go wrong enough. Man, so let's start with Dion. How do you see this one faring out?
I'll be honest, and Nick, I'm sorry about this one, man. I gotta say, like, I made this pick and I felt bad. No, I did, because look, Nick always explains like how he feels bad when he picks against your team. So I made this pick not even thinking like that, and I'm like, dang. I right before we got on the show, I'm like, man, I'm gonna feel bad saying this to Nick, man. But here's the thing: this was one of the trickier games I think to pick this week because the Bears are playing the right way right now, the right way to end a season. It's very promising. And on top of that, do I believe they can go in the cold weather and win a football game? Yes, they're absolutely built for that. They do that on their own anyway. So it makes sense that they can make this thing really interesting. Plus, again, it's that defense, the way that defense is performing. And also, I feel like the options that they have for Justin Fields are showing some creativity offensively to get DJ more open. And I don't know how the Packers are going to match up with him. I guess if Alexander's playing, then maybe that gives them a little something. But overall, I think the Green Bay Packers end up winning this football game. I think for the Packers offensively, they can win outside of the numbers. And I think that's a key against Chicago if you can do that. I think the Packers have proven that they can do that. And then for them also defensively, their ability to get pressure has been a huge part. And I still don't love that Bears offensive line, though it's better when it's healthy, of course. So I'm going to take the Packers, but this was a really tough one. This one felt like a toss-up to me. I'll take the Packers sneaking this one out, find their way into the playoffs here. I'll go 23-20.
All right, 23-20, one bar. How do you see this one playing out?
I can't wait for this game. I mean, it's a late one, right? I think it's 3. So I can't wait for this one. This is going to be a hell of a matchup. Dion said it. I mean, the Bears going to Green Bay, the weather isn't going to be an issue. They are built for this game, and I think it is going to be close. I hope it comes down in the last second. Hope both of you guys are crapping your pants while you're watching this thing. But I mean, I got to say, I mean, the Bears team that the Packers played earlier in the season, this is not the same Bears team that they whooped up on. This is a different team, especially that pass defense. It's insane. They've got the run game going. Justin Fields has got the swagger going. He is looking good. DJ Moore is key. I mean, it's an obvious one, but he is obviously key. The dude has just been so on fire. I don't know what Cole Kmet's status is right now. I don't think he practiced today, but if Cole Kmet can play, obviously that adds another element to it. But this Bears defense is so good. It's so good, that pass defense. I think Jordan Love is going to have his work cut out for him. And I know, Baz, you're feeling good about that Packers defense showing last week. I don't know, man. I've seen a lot of Vikings games. I think a lot of the other teams in the league, if we played them last week, I don't know if we would have even gotten a yard. So we'll see what happens. I think it's going to be close. I got the Bears winning 21-20. I think it's going to be right down to the end.
No, one bar. Go the other way. Go the other way, one bar.
Appreciate it, bro.
Nick, I'm rooting for the Bears, man. I'll be it out. If they knock the Packers out, it'd be beautiful. If we could knock out the Packers and the Vikings the same weekend, what? Come on, Nick. I'm rooting for you, man.
Baz, how do you see it playing out, man?
Yeah, like I said earlier, I'm confident in this game, but like I said, it's not going to be one to take lightly. I think some Packers fans are like, oh, it's the Bears. Like, look what we did in week 1. And just like one bar said, they're not the same team, right? Like, they're definitely not. But the Packers aren't the same team either. Although they scored a lot of points week 1, they went through a very big rough stretch there in October, really started to bring it back here in December. It's going to start with the Packers getting it going on the ground. Aaron Jones returning has been massive, right? Like, Aaron Jones at 100% is one of the better running backs in the NFL. He's very underrated. It's just, can he stay healthy, and can they give him 20 plus carries? If they do that, the dude's going off, right? I think if we get established the run against the Bears, but also in the other side, stopping the run. We saw Herbert run for about the same last week. Justin Fields is always a problem. The Packers are never good at stopping running quarterbacks, so that does scare me a little bit. I'm hoping they can just let Quay Walker float around a little bit and maybe put a spy on Justin Fields. Moore's a big matchup there, as you guys all said, and Jair usually doesn't follow anyone around. He did against Jefferson last year, but maybe Joe Barry trying to save his job does that and helps the Packers defense. Bringing pressure against the Bears is going to be huge. I think they had 36 pressures against the Vikings, so if they continue that up, Preston Smith didn't practice today, so hopefully he'll get back. There's a lot of injuries for the Green Bay Packers, about 21 on their injury report today, which is, you guys might be going, holy shit, but that's kind of normal for the Packers, so it's not anything to really get up in arms about. But Christian Watson may be back, Luke Musgrave may be back, so I'm pretty confident. I think it's going to be different than it was last year with the Packers going into week 18 win in situation. I think they win this time under Jordan Love 28-24.
Ooh, 28-24. Jordan Love leads them to the playoffs. Nick, what say you, sir?
So I just want to give a quick shout out to the chat. I see T. Whitfield, I see Foster, I see Grizz, I see all my Bears fans over there. Thank you for joining in today. Also, shout out T. Whitfield. He did predict 8-9 on the season. But I'm pumped for this game, and I know everyone else is too. Baz kind of said it himself. It's going to be an interesting game, and these are two different teams. I mean, when they played each other week 1 at Soldier Field, it was not an entertaining game. I mean, for me, especially because we lost, obviously. But it wasn't as entertaining as it could have been. This one, completely different story. Both these teams play in cold weather. I mean, Baz, have you looked at the weather yet in Green Bay?
36 and sunny, nothing crazy.
Nothing crazy, but we all know that can shift with that lake effect real quick.
Yeah.
So, that's going to be a factor to look out for. I mean, 36 degrees, I don't want to be out there in 36 degrees anyway. But when you look at these teams on paper, they are super even, especially from an offensive standpoint. I mean, Green Bay is 13th overall in offensive yards. Bears are 17th. Passing yards, Green Bay is 17th. Bears are 27th. Though that number is a lot higher than it was. We were once 32nd. Rushing, Bears are 2nd. Green Bay's 15th. But Aaron Jones being back, big issue. And then points guard, Green Bay's 11th. Chicago's 16th. Defensive, though, the Bears are the hottest defensive team in the NFL over the last 7 weeks, where they're 5-2. And I think that's going to be the big factor for this team. I mean, 3 of the last 4 games, we have 3+ interceptions alone. That's not including fumbles in there. So we have to find a way in order to stop Jordan Love. Like, we have to stop the fadeaway throwback. We got to force Aaron Jones to be the run, because the Bears are the number 2 rushing defense in the NFL first over the last 7 weeks. So, I mean, this defense is red hot at the right time. Also, they're on a 2-game NFC North winning streak. And if they want to keep this up, they want to keep this confidence up, they have to go to Lambeau and win this game. And I mean, I'm nervous for it too. I mean, the Packers are going for the playoffs. They're going to play really hard. The Bears, I mean, we have nothing to lose but play spoiler. And that's what I'm really looking forward to here. And I mean, I'm looking forward to the Bears, rush defense against Aaron Jones. And if we have Jalen Johnson back, who was limited today, thank God, because he had a scary injury against the Falcons, I think this is going to be a really good game. And the biggest factor for me is Javon Dexter Sr. Grizz, I just saw that you put that comment out there. If Javon Dexter Sr., the rookie out of Florida, can stay as hot as he is with Montez Sweat, Jordan Love's going to be running for his life, and that's a big factor for the Bears. So overall, I think it's going to be a good game, but, if we're all joking about the script, why not the Bears be the Lions of last year and, kind of be a spoiler in Green Bay in primetime? I got the Bears winning this game. I think it's going to be a really good game. I got the Bears 28-27